Hi everyone, I'm Talia and today I'm doing a Nano Prep flip through. So I am doing National Novel Writing Month again this year. If you haven't heard of National Novel Writing Month, it's where you write 50,000 words in 1 month. So I wanted to show you this video. It's going to be a flip through of this notebook, the Nuno notebook. I did a review on it last week. I'll link that if you didn't get a chance to see it. And so I'm using it for NaNoWriMo, so it is a project notebook. And also for those of you who are also participating in National Novel Writing Month. And my last good reason is I'm kind of struggling with this notebook. It's a totally different dot layout than I'm used to. This is a 3mm dot grid as opposed to a 5mm dot grid. So I thought that would just be good for me to share anyway, because I think a lot of times we see the beautiful bullet journal spreads on YouTube and Pinterest and Instagram. And we think like, oh, those must be so easy and they came out perfectly. So yes. Okay, so upon opening the notebook, the first thing you'll come to is my NaNoWriMo participant sticker. I tried to stick it on the front, but with the new notebook with the leather right here, it was not sticking to the front. And then I have my index, and I have the date that I started writing in this. So I've only been working on it for 10 days or so. So for this though, it's just a big list of collections, not necessarily daily writing. So I feel like there's going to be a lot more to index. So no doubt in my mind, I'm going to be using all these. Maybe even need another one. And I put my one piece of washi tape in here because this is a collection I'm going to come back to. And I love how the washi tape looks on this silk screen. It really stands out. So on that washi tape, I have my NaNoWriMo graph. So I'm going to, has the 30 days of November. And I'm going to just color in bars for how many words I've written. And then I'm going to have a chart where I write what I wrote that day. And then I'm going to have a running total of how many words I've written so far. So it's going to be similar to this. And then the goal is going to be like where I'm supposed to be at. Now, as you can see here, I only got to 24 because like I said, I ran out of space. And this is a little off. I was hoping for some room for a title, but I didn't calculate right. I didn't really calculate at all. I just kind of threw it on there like, oh, 50 will fit, and then maybe I'll put a title over here. Didn't work out that way. So I had to include the last 6 numbers over here on the bottom, but hey, you make it work. This is real bullet journaling here. So this is my first collection. I have novel ideas, pun intended. I wrote kind of some ideas that I had been thinking about, and I wrote these little percents next to it to make a note to myself like, how developed is this idea? When I did that, it kind of seemed like Emerald and the Cross Powers was a clear winner because it's the most developed idea. I feel like I could write it tomorrow, and that's why I finally decided to go with this one. But at the time I wasn't sure which novel idea I wanted to do. So things I love about novels, and this is something from No Plot, No Problem, which was written by Chris Beatty. And he says to make a list of things you love about novels and then a list of things you don't like about novels so that you can stick to your good list and avoid your bad list. I don't like to dwell on bad ideas, so I just decided to do just the things I love because I thought it would be fun to kind of think about that as I'm embarking on my NaNoWriMo journey. And gosh, I don't even know. I think this is my 3rd NaNoWriMo, but I do camp. So both camps I do every summer, so to me it feels like the 10th. Which it probably is close to. Okay, so on the next page, I have the Save the Cat outline. Save the Cat is a book that's about screenwriting, but I love the way the outline is laid out. There are a couple other outlines that I love. If we're talking outlines, I love Dan Wells. I've taken one of Steve Alcorn's online classes, and his has some good points. But this is by far my favorite. It'll capture everything that you'd want to put into the novel, and I just love the structure of it. So I wrote the steps. He wrote the page numbers in a 110-page script, so then I did the math to get the percentage of the book that would encompass. And then I kind of wrote little notes of what each of those outlines points mean. And I'll link the book in the description below, so if you guys want to check it out, you can. Also, I'll link the website, because you can just go to the website and it has beat sheets for lots of popular movies. Yeah, and then it continues over here. Then I made this page for unfinished business. These are the 5 novels that I've written so far. In NaNoWriMo, this camp, sometimes I continued working on them, so that's why some of them are farther along than others. But I also put percentages, and these are percentages for how much they're done, how much these novels that I've worked on in the past are finished, because I just kind of wanted to get that out in here so that if I felt like doing one of those, being a rebel for Nano, I could think about it. This was before I decided to commit to the new novel. Alright, this was just a little note to myself that when I was thinking about the unfinished books that I wanted to add into that one book that I was writing. And then on this page, there was a NaNoWriMo prep live on YouTube on October 3rd. And I started to do it, but you know, with kids. But I left a little bit of space there so that I can watch it again, because they do have the live replays for everything the NaNoWriMo does on YouTube, so I can watch that anytime. Then over here, I'm starting my character list. The only thing I have right now is the main character, and her working name right now is Emerald. I'll have to pick a name for her. So I'm going to just have a list of characters and continue it on the back. So it'll keep, you know, all the bad guys, all the good guys, main characters, side characters, all that good stuff. And then over here, this is just Emerald's page, and I'm going to start just kind of creating a feel for her. I have a system for creating characters that I got from actually a screenwriting class I took, and I really love his character building, and it's all based around the theme. So yeah, and that is it. That is all I have so far. I'm going to use a lot of this for character building, and then I'm going to get into world building. But like I said, this idea is almost like 90% developed. I have a really good idea of what I'm doing for this one. It's been kind of with me for a while. I just haven't found the time or taken the time to write it. So, and I always win the best with those. If you try to go with sometimes if you try to go with a brand new idea, it's not ready yet. So I still have a long ways to go, but I thought I'd share that with you so you guys could see what I'm using the notebook for and how things are going. So for those of you that are thinking of using a bullet journaling system for a project notebook, I just think it's the best. You can put calendars anywhere, washi tape on the corners of the things you're going to flip to often. And anytime I want to throw down a thought or an idea, it just goes in there. Alright guys, we're going to have an awesome video next week. It's going to be Plan With Me November. What? Already? Yes, already. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next week. Goodbye!